Morning, folks. Unitic here. It is Veterans Day, Monday the 11th. Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans. It's about 7:15 in the morning, and I am up on a place called Tinker Cliffs in central Virginia, south of the Shenandoahs, just south of a little town called Daleville. And it's about a half-a-mile cliff walk that the AT follows Tinker Cliffs. Later on today, I'm going to go across a really cool place, and I'll try and do some video there too. I'm trying to let you see a little bit of the valley floor here. Probably a better part of about 2,000 feet down. McAfee Knob is like this little thumb of rock that sticks out above the valley floor. They say it's the most photographed place on the AT because everybody wants to get their picture taken way out on this knob. Looks like you're suspended in space. And my friend John Burroughs tells me it's 2,400 feet to the valley floor, twice the height of the Sears Tower from that little knob. So I'll try to get some video later on today of that as well. But I thought this is really cool. I don't know if I've got the angle right. It's hard for me to tell, but you might be able to see this ridge line all the way on the other side of the valley. It just runs on and on and on and on, and that's typical of what I'm hiking on. I'll hike along the top of a ridge line like that sometimes for days, just come down in what they call gaps to where a road crossing is, which is usually where, you know, a stream is cut through the mountain and created these valleys. And the gaps are a mixed blessing. They usually mean there's a road there. You might be able to get to town for supplies, but it also means you're going to have a big climb going back up the other side of the gap to the mountaintop again. So this is a pretty cool spot right here. Let me get out here and maybe I can give you a panorama. I'm going to turn the camera around. Yeah, so this is the valley floor. Again, about 2,000 feet down. I'm not going to get too close to the edge. I have a healthy respect for heights. You can see some of the farms way down there, farm buildings, stream. Further on down the valley is Daleville, and you can see rows of mountains. It's a beautiful fall day. Gonna be nice today. I understand we're gonna get some nasty weather tomorrow. About a high of 40 with some mixed precipitation. Whoops, sorry. Give you vertigo there. Mixed precipitation and a low of 22 tomorrow, which will be the lowest temperature since I've been on the trail. But I'm thrilled to say that I'll be warm and dry tomorrow night because my friend Matt, whose mom is a member of our Kentuckiana Lyme support group, Matt's a student at Virginia Tech, is picking me up from the trail at mile 1503 tomorrow, 1,500 miles. About 1:15, and I'm gonna get a chance to get cleaned up, get some food, and tomorrow night, Tuesday the 12th, we're going to do a presentation on tick-borne diseases and on through hiking the Appalachian Trail to his outdoor club made up of college students there at Virginia Tech. So I'm excited about that, and I appreciate Matt setting that up. Looking forward to meeting all the members of that club and comparing notes about our love of the outdoors and enjoying the night inside during that little cold snap. It's supposed to warm right back up, so hopefully that's a one-off for the next few days. I'm really hoping that I can kind of get through some of the more exposed mountainous areas before any real severe weather hits by the end of November. We've got places like the Grayson Highlands and Mount Rogers in southwest Virginia where we get back above 5,000 feet, and they're open grassy balds where weather can change very quickly. Roan Mountain Highlands down on the Tennessee, North Carolina border will be about a week later. That's very similar. And then obviously the Smoky Mountains, which I will hit in mid-December, can present some pretty wild weather as well. So I may switch back over to regular old boots when I get down to that region. My buddies are meeting me in Hot Springs, North Carolina, and we're gonna hike a few days before I hit the Smokies, and I'll probably get some instep crampons, little metal teeth that strap onto the bottom of your boot. This is kind of cool down in here. Here's an cool little AT sign saying AT going north, but I'm going south. And the instep crampons are good for snow and ice on the trail. I've been in the Smokies where the trail was iced over with anywhere from 3 to 6 inches of ice, and you could not move on any kind of an incline 2-3 degrees without something to bite into that ice. And that's where I met my friend Paul Gribben, who was a through hiker back in 2003. We met him Icewater Springs Shelter up on a ridgeline during a whiteout in January of 2003, as he was just a few weeks into his northbound through hike attempt. He started in January. He ultimately got the trail named the Flying Scotsman because he covered so much ground. And Paul was an inspiration to all of us that met him on that trip, and we followed him on trailjournals.com. That's how I first found out about that website, and later kept my own journal later that year when I attempted the long trail up in Vermont. Paul and I are still Facebook friends. He recently got married, fellow Scotsman. Most of you all know my given last name is McCulloch, or family name I should say. My given name is Logan. Donald Logan Jr. Anyway, sorry I'm a little bit silly this morning. I strangely enough love to hike in the mornings. It got down to about 32 last night, so it was very brisk this morning. But I immediately had about a mile-long climb up from the base of the mountain to the ridge line here on Tinker Cliffs. And that definitely will warm you up. But I feel most energized in the mornings. And it's always been my favorite time of day to hike, kind of greet the sun. So, just a little travelogue video today. Talked a lot about Lyme here recently. Did a TV interview yesterday in Daleville, thanks to John Burroughs, who contacted all the local media when I came into town. Channel 7. Hopefully it'll still be on their website. There's a little write-up article on their website now, and I want to thank them for covering this important topic. And but also like to make sure I'm sharing with all of you all some of the cool places I'm seeing. I get a lot of notes from Lyme patients that have been really active outdoor enthusiasts and athletes, and obviously really miss it just like I did and do. There's still things I can't do yet that I used to be able to. But, you know, I just wanted to share this adventure with folks like that, with Lyme patients everywhere, you know, more from the standpoint of it is possible to get your life back. Every circumstance is different for every one of us. This disease manifests differently in every person. That's why it's so hard to diagnose and so hard to treat. You got to give the doctors their due. It is a challenging infection. And our hats off to all those courageous doctors who are trying to figure this puzzle out and dealing with all those individual and unique cases, patient by patient. So I just, wanted to share this because it is possible to get your life back. It may be different, but I've heard this time and again, strangely enough, I've definitely found it to be true. I don't know that I'd go back and change anything. This Lyme experience, in a lot of ways, has been a little slice of hell on earth. but it's also brought me relationships and new friendships and experiences with some amazing people, and that's what I'll take away from the trail more than anything. The natural beauty has been phenomenal. The experience has been great out here in the woods, but it's the people I've met that leave a lasting impression, including all of you all that are watching these videos and sharing them. Thank you for spreading the word. That's what I always hoped, is get some of this information out there and get a few hundred people to share it with their networks. They'll share it with others, and we keep chipping away at this, and the truth is finally going to come out in a massive way about what's been going on with Lyme disease over the last several decades. So for now, my hand's getting a little cold holding this trekking pole. Several of y'all have asked how I do this camera work. There's a little gadget called a stick pick. Go to stickpick.com, invented by a hiker. It goes on the end of your trekking pole. You mount your camera to it, really easy, and it's like having a boom. I found out about it from a couple of thru hikers I followed last year, one of which was Father Man, who took us along on his entire journey, and his videos are still up. A lot of fun to watch. He does a lot of video with other hikers, which is really fun and interesting. And he showed the stick pick, and the other one was Loner, and he did some amazing videos as well. Encourage you to check those out. You know, probably some of the most unique and creative travelogue kind of videos of the AT that I've ever seen. And shout out to both of those guys, because they were inspirations to me. I watched them last year when I was still really sick. They were both northbounders, and they helped plant the seed to not wait on your bucket list items. Life's for living right now, not in the future. So anyway, happy Veterans Day, and we'll check in with you maybe with a little video from McAfee Knob a little later on today. Unitic out.